So I got a crazy thing that happened to me on live. It's funny and I adore it. And sometimes you gotta let people troll and stuff like that. But some of you are too old to be doing this. So, of course, I am a Steelers fan. Shout out to the Steelers. We got that victory dub. Steelers Nation stand up. Um, I was online or live not too long ago. A guy came in, you know, because we was talking about the like he wasn't. I don't know if he stepped in the middle of it, but we was talking about Mike Tomlin and things like that. And I was like, somebody asked me a question about Mike Tomlin. That I think him making it going to the Super Bowl with this Pittsburgh team, and I say I doubt. I don't see the vision. I don't see the vision of him, going to a Super Bowl this year. I feel like he can win somewhere else. Um, I feel like he can win in another division. I mean, not another division, another organization, another team. I feel like he'll succeed, you know, over a different team. I know people been saying like the Giants and stuff like that and things like that. Um, so a person came in, he was like, "You're a hater. You're a hater." I'm like, "How's I'm a hater?" You feel me? I don't understand. Help me understand that, because I said he will succeed in another organization, and I feel like he can win playoff wins in another organization in another team if he had a different scenery or any. I mean, even the Super Bowl. I just don't think it will be in Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think he'll ever do that. I mean, I feel like those days are over. Like, you feel me? And he kept saying that, "You're a hater, you're a hater." Then, like, in the next sentence, after that, he tried to follow me back. I'm like, bruh, like, come on, man. Can we do better? Like, we can disagree to agree, but you don't have to, like, he tried to say that he's debating. I'm like, that's not really debating where you're just saying hate, hate, hate. And by the way, he looked like he was in his 40s, 40 plus. I don't mean to talk bad about, elder, especially older Steelers fans. I adore them. I adore them. I learn from them. You know, you gotta learn from the older generation who've been Steelers fan for a long time. He's a Steelers fan. I saw he was a Steelers fan. Um, but like, you can't just. It's like, damn, like, you just too old to be doing that. You feel me? I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, it's my opinion, my thoughts. It ain't gotta be like yours. You feel me? I'm not trying to persuade people to agree. I'm simply saying I don't see the vision. Uh, you know, I don't think he'll ever win one with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he'll win somewhere else. So what's wrong with me saying that? What's wrong with me? So I'm a hater for saying things like that. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe I am a hater. I guess that's how you feel. Cool, but saying I feel like I made a valid reason. I made a valid point because there was. I mean, just like, you know, there was analysts out here saying if the Pittsburgh Steelers traded Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin would win somewhere else. I think people will agree with me. The analysts even said it. Reporters said that if he wasn't on the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching them, other teams would be ringing the phones, which they would, and I feel like he'll win somewhere else in the organization. So I guess that's hating on Mike Tomlin. You feel me? And I ain't got nothing against Mike Tomlin at all. I don't. I just simply said I don't see him winning a Super Bowl or playoff, going further in the playoffs. We'll never see that ever again. That's all I stated. But who knows? You feel me? But I just feel like I can picture him being on somebody else's organization and winning one, winning a Super Bowl or a playoff. I don't see the issue of saying that because there've been plenty of analysts talking about if we got rid of Mike Tomlin, uh, you know how many teams will be ringing on his phone. He would instantly get a job. So I'm guessing I'm guessing they haters too. I guess, but I thought I'd come on here. It was kind of funny. Actually to see that comment, and especially from a person that's a long time Steelers fan. He seemed like he does a lot of podcasts, and things like that. But to just come on a person platform and 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 spam like you're a hater and things like that, and that's just like that cool, especially for your big age. You're like 40 plus. You're like up there like my dad age. You feel me? Like, and you had the nerve to talk about, yeah, but you're young. You don't know. It's not about my age. I wish y'all need to stop saying that when it comes to sports, cause I know younger motherfuckers that's younger than me that knows a lot about sports than these older cats. Like, but all y'all gotta do is support, man. Support and uplift. If you feel like, I give people a chance to come on my portal, my panel, and we go live. I debate people all the time on my panel. Like, what he did wasn't debating. He was just spamming hate. Oh, hater, hater, hater. You didn't really say much. You just, I guess, I mean, we need that. That's the thing. We need to stop. We need to stop having bitter, older guys like him on these platforms. I mean, he got a platform. I mean, I don't wish him harm, but it's like you can't do that at your big age. Like, you expect the young cats to be spamming that shit. He literally looked 40 plus. I'm not, no disrespect, but he is. He older than me. He's like my dad. He up there with my dad. Like, nigga, you my daddy age. Why are you doing that? You feel me? But that's more so of the point. I just made my view, my thoughts on when we was talking about Mike Tomlin, and yeah, I got called a hater. I would never be a hater. I'm not. When they was doing the booing on Mike Tomlin, I think some people was like, they went personal, went to his family and shit like that, and things like that. I'm like, I was one of the ones that want him going, but I wouldn't go deep into throwing his family and things like that. Looking for where his family stay and lives. It was some Steelers fan that did that. It's like, okay, y'all going too far. Keep it sports related. You got a lot of some fans violate some of these coaches' houses, finding out where they stay, their family, the kids. Like, that's too much. I feel like that's overboard. But what I said wasn't hate at all towards Mike Tomlin. Like, you got so many fans in our fan base that do some cricket shit, and that's what you say. Now that's hate. What they doing is hate. What I did, I just can't. No, I had an opinion. You feel me? I had my views about the situation. That's that. That's what I do. I'm a content creator. Give my opinions, my thoughts when somebody asks me a question. You feel me? But other than that, y'all, hopefully y'all having an amazing Tuesday. I am. Shout out to all the people that came through the live, and I appreciate y'all holding it down and everything. And I see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.